If you were to make a list of humanity's greatest hits, the things that truly changed the game for our species, you would have to put the wheel somewhere near the very top. It's a wonderfully simple idea, a circle that spins around a central point. Yet, this unassuming shape is responsible for, well, nearly everything we see around us today. It's in our cars, our clocks, and our computers. Without the wheel, our world would be unimaginably different. We would be slower, weaker, and stuck in one place. It's an invention so fundamental that we often forget it even an invention. It seems less like a piece of technology and more like a basic law of physics, something that was just always there, waiting for us to notice it. Think for a moment about a world without wheels. How would you build a pyramid? How would you travel from one town to the next? How would you even get your groceries home? The answer is, with a great deal of effort and a lot of sweat. For most of human history, that's exactly how things were done. People carried things on their backs or dragged them on sledges. It was slow, hard work that limited how much we could build, how far we could trade, and how big our communities could grow. The arrival of the wheel wasn't just a minor improvement, it was a complete revolution that set humanity on a new and much faster path. It's the silent hero of our entire civilization. The truly astonishing thing about the wheel is how it multiplies our power. A single person can move an object many times their own weight with the help of a wheeled cart. It almost magically reduces the friction that holds things back, turning a struggle against the ground into a smooth, rolling motion. This simple principle unlocked incredible potential. It allowed us to move mountains, both literally and figuratively. We could transport massive stones for construction, carry goods to distant markets, and even travel across continents. The wheel gave us a kind of superpower, the ability to conquer distance and gravity in a way our ancestors could only have dreamed of. It was the first step toward becoming a truly mobile species. It's funny to think that for all its importance, the wheel is a surprisingly late invention. Humans had already invented farming, built cities, and created complex societies long before anyone thought to put a log on its side and cut a slice from it. This tells you that the idea wasn't as obvious as it might seem to us now. It required a specific set of circumstances and a brilliant spark of insight. But once that spark was lit, it started a fire that has never gone out. From the first potter's wheel to the turbines in a modern jet engine, the story of the wheel is the story of human progress, a continuous journey of innovation that all started with a simple, spinning circle. So, what exactly is this groundbreaking invention? At its core, a wheel is just a round object that rotates on an axle. It sounds almost laughably simple, doesn't it? But the real genius isn't just the round shape itself, it's the relationship between the wheel and the axle. The wheel is the part that touches the ground and rolls, while the axle is the rod that goes through the center, allowing the wheel to spin freely. Without the axle, a wheel is just a disc. Without the wheel, an axle is just a stick. Together, they form a machine of almost perfect efficiency, a partnership that has carried the weight of human ambition for thousands of years. To understand why this is so clever, you have to think about friction. When you drag a heavy box across the floor, you are fighting against the friction between the entire bottom surface of the box and the ground. It's a lot of rubbing and a lot of resistance. Now imagine putting that box on a wheeled cart. The only friction you have to worry about is the tiny point where the wheels touch the ground, and the very small amount of friction where the wheels spin around the axle. The difference is enormous. It's the difference between an impossible task and an easy one. The wheel and axle system is a beautiful piece of engineering that outsmarts a fundamental force of nature. The first wheels weren't for transport at all. The oldest known examples from Mesopotamia around 3500 BC were potter's wheels. A potter would spin a heavy stone or clay disc to shape a pot with their hands. This was a huge leap forward. It allowed for the creation of perfectly symmetrical and uniform pottery much faster than building it by hand. This tells us that the initial concept was about rotational motion for making things, not for moving them. It took another few hundred years before someone had the brilliant idea of turning the potter's wheel on its side, connecting two of them with an axle and putting a platform on top. This was the birth of the cart, and the world was never the same again. Making an effective wheel and axle was also a serious technical challenge in the ancient world. You needed to cut a perfectly round wheel, which is difficult with simple tools. More importantly, you had to drill a perfectly centered hole for the axle. And the axle itself had to be just the right size, too tight, and it wouldn't spin, too loose and the whole thing would wobble uncontrollably. The creation of the first functional wheel and axle wasn't just a clever idea. It was a masterpiece of ancient craftsmanship and precision engineering, requiring a deep understanding of materials and mechanics that is truly impressive for its time. The story of the wheel begins not on a road, but in a workshop. As we've seen, its first job was to help ancient artisans in Mesopotamia shape wet clay into beautiful pots. For a few centuries, that was its primary role. The wheel was a tool for creation, a spinning platform that brought symmetry and speed to the craft of pottery. It must have seemed like a magical device, allowing for a level of perfection and efficiency that was previously impossible. But the true potential of this invention was still waiting to be unlocked. The idea remained confined to the potter's studio, a brilliant concept that hadn't yet found its most world-changing application. The great leap forward came around 3200 BC, when some unknown genius decided to use this spinning technology for transportation. Early wheels were not the light, spoke things we know today. They were solid, heavy discs made from a single piece of wood, or from 3 planks clamped together. Imagine trying to steer a cart with wheels like that. It would have been incredibly clumsy and difficult. These early carts were pulled by oxen and moved very slowly. They were likely used for hauling heavy goods over short distances, like moving crops from a field to a village or carrying stones for a building project. It was a start, but a very slow and bumpy one. From Mesopotamia, the idea of the wheeled vehicle began to spread. It traveled to ancient Egypt, though the Egyptians were slow to adopt it for transport. They famously built their pyramids by dragging massive stone blocks on sledges over wet sand, a method that worked well enough for them. However, they did embrace the wheel for another purpose: warfare. Around 1650 BC, they encountered the Hyksos invaders, who brought with them a terrifying new technology: the horse-drawn chariot. These chariots used a much more advanced spoked wheel, which was lighter and faster than the old solid discs. The Egyptians quickly copied and improved upon this design, and the chariot became a symbol of pharaonic power. The Romans, great engineers that they were, took the wheel and truly ran with it. They understood that wheels were only as good as the roads they traveled on. So, they built an astonishing network of straight paved roads that spanned their entire empire, from Britain to the Middle East. This system allowed for the rapid movement of armies, officials, and most importantly, goods. Roman carts and wagons, equipped with iron-rimmed wheels for durability, became the lifeblood of the empire's economy. They connected distant provinces, enabled large-scale trade, and helped to feed the massive population of Rome itself. For the Romans, the wheel was the key to building and maintaining a continent-spanning civilization. After the fall of Rome, progress on the wheel slowed down for a while during the Middle Ages in Europe. Roads fell into disrepair, making long-distance travel by cart difficult and dangerous. However, the wheel continued to be essential for local life. Farmers used wheeled plows and carts and water wheels and windmills. 2 brilliant adaptations of the wheel's rotational power became crucial for grinding grain and pumping water. In other parts of the world, innovation continued. In China, for instance, inventors developed the wheelbarrow around 100 AD. This was a wonderfully clever design that used a single wheel to carry heavy loads, allowing one person to do the work of 2. The real turning point came with the Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries. Suddenly, the wheel was everywhere, and in everything. The invention of the steam engine, which is essentially a machine for turning a wheel with heat, changed the world forever. Steam-powered wheels drove the machinery in factories, leading to the mass production of goods on a scale never seen before. But the most visible and dramatic change was the railway. Locomotives running on iron wheels along iron tracks could transport huge quantities of raw materials and finished products across vast distances with incredible speed and efficiency. This shrunk the world, created massive new industries, and fueled the growth of cities. As technology advanced, so did the wheel. In the late 1800s, 2 crucial inventions made personal transportation a reality. First came the bicycle, with its lightweight spoked wheels and chain drive, offering a new kind of freedom and mobility. Then, in 1888, John Boyd Dunlop invented the pneumatic, or air-filled tire. This was a game-changer. It replaced the jarring, uncomfortable ride of solid rubber or wooden wheels with a smooth, cushioned one. This invention not only made bicycles much more popular, but also paved the way for the next great wheeled revolution, the automobile. The car simply would not have been practical without a comfortable and efficient tire. In the 20th and 21st centuries, the wheel has continued to evolve and find new applications in places the original inventors could never have imagined. It is fundamental to air travel, in the form of landing gear and the spinning turbine blades inside a jet engine. It's at the heart of our power generation, with massive turbines spinning in hydroelectric dams and power plants. Even in the digital age, the wheel persists. Tiny spinning hard drives once stored all our information. Gyroscopes using spinning wheels help stabilize everything from ships to spacecraft, and even the simple scroll wheel on a computer mouse is a direct descendant of that first potter's wheel from long ago. The importance of the wheel to human civilization simply cannot be overstated. Its primary benefit has always been the massive reduction in physical labor. By conquering friction, the wheel allows us to move things that would otherwise be impossible to budge. This has saved countless hours of human and animal toil, freeing up people to focus on other tasks like art, science, and governance. From moving the stones of Stonehenge to stocking the shelves of a modern supermarket, the wheel has been our tireless partner in lifting and carrying. It is the ultimate labor-saving device, a simple machine that has made our lives immeasurably easier and more productive. This newfound ease of movement had a profound effect on trade and the economy. With wheeled carts, merchants could transport more goods, more cheaply, and over greater distances. This connected different regions and cultures, allowing for the exchange of not only products, but also ideas, technologies, and customs. Cities grew larger because they could be supplied with food and resources from farther away. Economies became more complex and interconnected. The wheel laid the foundation for the global marketplace we know today. Every truck, train, and cargo ship that moves goods around the world is a testament to the economic power first unleashed by that simple wooden cart. Today, we live in a world that is thoroughly and completely dependent on the wheel. Think about your average day. You might wake up to an alarm clock with spinning gears. You get into a car, bus, or train, all of which run on wheels, to go to work or school. The products you buy, the food you eat, and the water you drink were all brought to you by wheeled vehicles. Even the electricity powering the device you're using to read this was likely generated by a spinning turbine. We are so surrounded by wheels that they have become invisible, a fundamental part of the background of modern life that we rarely stop to consider. In the end, the wheel is more than just a tool. It is a powerful symbol of human ingenuity. It represents our species' unique ability to observe the world, understand its principles, and then use that understanding to create solutions that fundamentally change our existence. It symbolizes movement, progress, and the endless human drive to go further, build bigger, and discover what lies over the horizon. The story of the wheel is our story, a journey from being stuck in one place to having the freedom to explore the entire planet and even beyond. It is a perfect circle that represents a never-ending cycle of human creativity and advancement.